My name's Kevin Maxwell. I come from Australia. I live in Brisbane, Australia, now living in Thailand. I used to lead a pretty active life with sport and basically motorbikes and four-wheel drives and water sports and jet skiing. I call mine a near-death experience. And when I was actually told what was happening, bit of a shock to the system, and you know, being 37 and told that, you know, basically what the doctor said to me, he came in the room and he said, nothing we can do for you. As far as I'm concerned, go home, spend as much time of the next 8 months with your family and friends, and that's the end of it. And there was nothing he could do. That sort of destroys everything. So at that point, the first month or so was a bit of a shock, and then I sort of wanted to face reality, and sort of I could feel myself deteriorating, so it was more or less try and have some quality time with people. And after the treatment, I think I took more of a different outlook on everything. So after I started getting better or improving, I looked at it as, best way to say would be, every day after that 8 months is a blessing. And I treat it the same way now. My specialist for the heart care, when I went to see him and asked him about stem cell therapy, he sort of didn't really want to know about it too much. Told me not to travel to Asian countries, their medical's not this, their standards are low, they don't have the experience, and by far from what I've seen, there's, you know, it's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. The first time round I had huge response with my heart within a short period of time. I had almost instant results with my diabetes, but I noticed the eyes at a later period. Even though it's only a couple of days and your fatigue's gone, but I have noticed the eyes because it stopped bleeding. That's physically in front of you. I can see that sign straight away, but I'm sure if I can get out there and do a bit more as well, I'll notice the heart's improved that. But with the heart muscle, I've got to now strengthen the heart. So I think it targets it straight away. I think you get results within 3 months, you've got good results. And I'm sure everybody will be different. I'm sure some will get them quick, some will be a little bit slower. I had some infusion of stem cells to start with. That was my second or third day here. 2 days later I had put in through a catheter, and they went inside and had a look through the arteries as well. They realised they could do one of the stints for me, open up one of the arteries, which they've done, as well as injected the stem cells on the other side of the blockage, and that's where they needed to inject them to start with. So that was good, they got that done. And Tuesday, which is about another couple of days away, I'll be having another lot of injection of stem cells from umbilical cord, and go from there. So then it's just a bit of that with a bit of therapy, keeping the joints moving. They've got me resting now for 5 or 6 days. After that, work on strengthening the heart, because of lack of blood to the heart, you know, that it will weaken a bit. So my main focus now is I've got that working to try and strengthen the heart and get back to as normal as possible. Since this is my second time with stem cell, I'm a pretty big believer of it from the effects I've gone from last time to now. Even within the last couple of days, I'm feeling more alert, not as fatigued. Even with my diabetes. I'm using less insulin now again. The first time the same thing happened, my insulin levels dropped. The first time I cut my dosages down by about 50%. This time so far, and it's only been a few days, I've gone from having 4 needles a day to having 2 and 3. So it has come down. I've reduced my long-lasting insulin down by 1/4, and I'm still having a few lows of a night time, so that means it's still working, so I'm still adjusting. Also at the same time, just before the operation, I had a blood vessel burst in my eye, which if anyone understands that, is caused by degenerative eye disorder, which is caused with your vessels bursting, blood leaking into the back of the eye, usually because of diabetes. I opted not to have laser surgery just prior to the operation. I wanted to see if it would help, because last time my eyesight picked up a little bit. What I did see was, this is 3 days after the operation, it has stopped bleeding totally. There's still a little bit of fuzziness there, but the bleeding has stopped. And the right eye has picked up a little, so therefore I know that it has helped. And go from there. There was another gentleman that was diagnosed pretty much the same time as me. He didn't opt to have stem cell. I've spoken to his son. They waited to see how my treatment went. His heart fraction was pretty much similar to mine, and he was deteriorating. I went and had the stem cells. After I had the stem cells, he waited again another 6 months. It wasn't even that, I think it was only about 4 months. But he passed away. He booked in to have stem cell, and about 3 days before he was due to fly out, I'd spoken to him. He was to fly over, have them done. He loved my results. He'd seen everything. He waited too long, so he deteriorated to the point where he died, and we were pretty much equal conditions. So, which is pretty amazing from the fact of what I can look at. I don't think it was the resting. I don't think it was to do with anything else. I think if I didn't have the stem cells the first time, I would be dead now. And with having the stem cells the second time around, I think I'm only going to improve myself more. And especially now, since I've also had 1 stint as well, which will also help me. So in reality, I think I'm on the road to recovery now. And we'll just see how it goes. But stem cell, I think, has really changed my life, and actually, cut it simple, is kept me alive. One of the conversations I had with that gentleman that died, our last conversation together was very touching to me about it. And he said to me, "I just want to spend some more time with my family." And I said, "Well, you've waited long enough to see my results. I think it's time you now act upon it." I don't believe there's any time to wait. If there's something wrong with you, I believe you should look at doing anything. People worry about money, and you can't take money with you. Money's not going to help the fact when you've got a family you want to spend time with. Most people work, 60, 65 years of age, then retire to spend time with their family. At that time, a lot of the people these days are having complications and don't get that quality time. My biggest thing with him was, I said, don't worry about the money, don't worry about anything else, spend the quality time with your family. And he thought about it straight away, and he booked straight in, but he left it too late. I just recommend to people, don't hesitate, get out there. If it works, you're going to be better off. If it doesn't work, you haven't lost anything. If you believe in it, there's facilities around. Baker has got their own sites out there. Basically do a bit of research on the internet, and I'd say the biggest thing is talk to people that's had it done as well. Feel confident in it yourself. There's a lot of people out there that have had stem cell therapy that are it's been successful and it works for them. all over the internet. It's all out there. You know, a bit disappointing that it's only in the Asian countries, but it seems that they're far more advanced than the European countries, or more likely to go further. But if you have to do that, you have to do that to survive. So that was my choice, and it paid off. It worked. It worked for me. I've done it. I'm living proof it works. I recommend it to anyone that needs treatment of any kind. If it's treatable by a stem cell, give it a go. You got nothing to lose. And anyone out there with heart condition or like what I've gone through, highly recommend it. Give it a go. Don't give up. Too much to life to see and do. It's short enough as it is. Keep it going. Just take that chance. Go and try some stem cell. I think it will work for you. And I just got confidence in it, and I'm back here again with it, and a strong believer of it. Anything that seems too good to be true, like they say, usually is, and get a bit skeptical. But I've done it myself. I know it works. I've proved it to myself it works. So therefore, I don't mind being the first one out there to turn around and say to someone, well, go and do it. It works. It's no shame in holding your head up and saying, I've had some treatment, I had an illness, I've had some treatment, and hey, it's leading technology, it works. That's, so as far as I'm concerned, the more people you can educate, most probably the more chance we have of getting it out there and getting it approved into other countries, and getting people like Australia and America to say, run with it. It's about, once people know about it, it will have to happen. It is just I would say, a great discovery. So whether I'm here today or not, at least I've gone, over 2 years longer than what anyone said was possible. Okay, and it wasn't just one opinion, there was a few. And for me to get that time, I've enjoyed it. That's been special time to me. So if I get another 2 years, that means I've had 4 years of special time, and I look at it different. So I now look at it as every day being a blessing after that 8-month period. And that's it. I don't think you can say anything else to it. It's just a blessing after the 8 months.